So, welcome to lesson 9. We're going to be taking the asymmetrical scan and making it symmetrical, and then we are going to basically put the asymmetrical head on the actual asymmetrical body. And I kind of already started this a little bit. Basically, we duplicated our character, and what we're doing is we've taken him with this one, and we've solo it out, and we've removed everything except the head. So this is the asymmetrical head, and we imported in the symmetrical body onto his form for this one. And lucky for us, Dustin was standing pretty straight. He's got great posture, so he left me a lot of he didn't leave me a lot of work to do on this end, but you can see that we're just off by a little bit. So one of the reasons I made this height cube in the beginning was because I like to turn transpose on, and I like to use it to kind of line the vertices up to this particular line and just make sure that, we're kind of in this symmetrical world along this guy. And you can see that it's pretty good. But we kind of don't need this because we already were in a good place. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come back to his asymmetrical head, and then we're going to, let's zoom out. Let's snap this to him, and then let's move his face into place. So let's do ghost back on, and then we just kind of come here, and we don't have to do a lot of work, but we just want to get him, his asymmetrical head, a little bit more in place, since it looked like he was kind of rotated to the left a little bit. Now, I know that's not perfect, but here, let's rotate it a little bit more. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and snap this. And then, I think that's well, now it looks like it's more to the other side. Let's go ahead and redo this again. So move. Rotate it that way a little bit. And one way you can test this out is you can do mirror and weld and see how. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. You can see how shitty that actually works. So if we do delete higher, then we do mirror and weld. So let's move it a little bit more to the right. And then turn it a little bit more. That's probably good. Let's delete this one. And now what we're going to do is some other weird that's fine. So now what we're going to do is some other weird magic with Maya. and we are going to export both of these at their lowest subs. So I'm going to bring this down to 1, and we're going to export it out. Let's do him as sim head fix, and we'll do this as, I guess we could just do it as asim head fix, and then let's open up Maya. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to import in both of those. So import, go to OBJ, and we can import in, let's go ahead and do this to details. We can do asim head fix. See, this is that grouping thing that I was talking about. So if we come here, you can see he's been split up into all these different groups. If you want to fix the import option for that, you can just come here and go into import and then do OBJ. But we can come down here and we do single object, and then that will fix that on Maya's end so that it's not a problem. Let's go ahead and turn off group, and then let's import in our asim head again. And what that does is it actually ends up giving you the polygroups, but we're going to go ahead and just delete these. And then we're going to go ahead and import in our other one as well. So simhead fix. And then we're going to delete these again. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually duplicate this guy off. And then we are going to basically cut him. Here. And then delete above for the asymmetrical one. And then we are going to merge these. So you could go shift and you could go combine. Where's combine right now? Or you could come up here to but then what we're going to do is going to come here, and then we're going to bridge this. And right now you can see that this and this share the same amount of polygons. So we're going to delete history, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come here. Let's move this closer again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this asim and rename this sim. We'll put him back to 0. And then I'm just going to export both of these out real quick. And then I'm going to import them back in. And now what we want to do is we want to transfer vertex order from our symmetrical mesh to our symmetrical body but asymmetrical head mesh, and then we can go on from there. So like what we're going to do is we're going to grab both of these, and then we're going to come here to mesh. We're going to go to vertex order, and then what we want to do is we want to find 3 spots that are basically the same on both ones. So what we can do is, this is pretty easy to remember, so it can come from here, 1, 2, 3, and then we can come over to here, and we can do 1, 2, 3. And then you can see down here, it's going to do that. And we now have the same vertex order. We're going to go ahead and delete history. We're going to go ahead and assign these guys to our Lambert. Let's go ahead and assign a material. Just do blend. So now they both have the same blend on them. We're going to delete history again just for shits and giggles. And then what we want to do is we just want to see that this is working. So we're going to go ahead and make a blend shape. And then we can come here to animation, shape editor, and then we can test and we can see that is working. So let's go ahead and leave that. Let's go ahead and delete history again. And then just to make sure we want to do this too, we can go ahead and come here to mesh edit, transfer attributes. And I just want to make sure everything's the same. So we're going to go ahead and transfer UVs back as well. So we're from this guy to this guy. And then we'll wait a little bit. And then let's delete history again. And then let's go ahead and take our new and let's go ahead and like that. I like making sure that these have geo at the end. And then let's go ahead and export this back out. I'm going to go ahead and copy this name and do export selection, OBJ, and let's go ahead and copy that name into here and export that back out. Now, let's go back to ZBrush and let's go ahead and copy this symmetrical one again. And we're going to import in our new ASIM head onto him. And then let's go ahead and move symmetrical guy up into here and work. Let's go ahead and move the wrap result up into there. Let's go ahead and move our scan reference up into there. And let's go ahead and import in that onto our old color from the actual 3D scan store also, just so that like it's in the same spot. And then we can move this head up into work also. And now we have, we'll go ahead and move this guy up into the work also. So now we have these two guys. Both of them are just different polygroups. I mean, different poly paint. And let's go ahead and get to this one, and we can bring that all the way up. And then we can scroll in to see that we've still retained all of our detail from the 3D scan store. And now that we have this in place, let's go ahead and just check it out. Oh, when we did this, we didn't smooth it out in Maya, but like what I'm going to do right quick is just come in here and I'm going to actually come here and we're going to do this, do this, do this, and then we'll just mask that off. And then we can come here and just kind of do that version. So now, let's bring it all the way up again. And now we have symmetrical body with the asymmetrical head. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate the arms down because that's how we would want them for our rigging. I've never really had a case where a rigger wanted them this way, but it does seem like it would be pretty easy for them to do that. But what do I know? I don't rig. So When we come back in the next lesson, it's just gonna be about rotating the hands down and being in a more wriggleable pose. And what we're gonna do is try to match the same pose as the 3D scan store. All right, see you next lesson.